This
Starting.
conference will now be recorded.
Yes, tell me. So, who was that?
I'm Shrikar. I joined today itself.
Okay,
This is
Srikar.
my first class.
So, yeah, no problem. Maybe I'll give you the I'll recall what we have done in first class. Okay, simple. In the first
Okay.
class, what I showed I showed how to create AWS account and how to create one Linux box on top of AWS. So, do you know what is AWS first of all?
Yeah, it is a
So,
cloud
what is
platform
AWS?
too. It
Exactly.
is a cloud.
Exactly. So in previous days, if I would like to start one organization, one IT organization to host my applications and all, what I would do, I would have my own data center. There, I would again purchase a big hardware. It's not like our laptops. The hardware, the data center hardware would be completely different structure, different infrastructure. It's very costly, and the maintenance is also very costly. Okay, so like that's where to reduce the cost what we can do means like everybody even in our real-time organization we can create an account in AWS. So AWS is one of the third-party provider, cloud provider. What he is doing is maintaining lots of centers around the world. So data center means a big hardware. They are maintaining big buildings with their infrastructure, and is providing a logical interface like web interface to create a Linux box, Windows box, operating systems on top of his hardware. Logically, without going there, I'm connecting to his data center and I'm creating my operating system there. So in the same way, how I install the operating system in my laptop, in the same way, I am installing my operating system on top of AWS data center with the help of AWS account. Here, why should I go with AWS means why every organization nowadays is going with opting for AWS means AWS is very cheaper when compared to your own data center. I have to pay whatever I am using, how many servers I have built. Okay, so only for them you have to pay, not for your hardware. Hardware payment is not required at all. The maintenance of hardware, maintenance of data center, everything is managed by AWS itself. You simply have to pay for your services, your AWS servers, how many servers you build. That is what I covered in a first class. Okay, so guys, you have to create your own account. It's a free account. In the first class, I already showed you. So, have you received the recording, guys? Everybody, guys, have you
Yes.
received the first class recording?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, good. So, who else did not receive the recording?
So can you please share me that recording? So it would be helpful for me.
Sure, definitely. So only that AWS account creation I covered in that class. I'll and also I showed how to create an EC2 instance. I mean that operating system in on top of AWS also I showed in that class. So please ping in your group. So I hope you everybody is in some group, WhatsApp group. Okay. So definitely you will get the recording, the previous one and today's one also. Okay, because you
Okay,
should
that's
need
fine.
that. Yeah. Now tell me, who wants to share the screen? Guys, who wants to share the screen? Anybody, please. I need a volunteer. Don't think that I don't know anything. How can I share? So I will assist you. Don't worry. It's very easy, guys. You'll get a confidence if you share your screen. Please respond. Who shared in the last class?
Yeah, I will share.
Okay, good. Who is that?
Tejas, TEJUS.
Okay, just a minute. Yes. I made you as a presenter. Please go ahead.
Yeah, sure.
I need every day one volunteer. It's
Yeah.
your wish. Whoever is comfortable, you can share. Definitely, you'll get a confidence, guys. Please try to share your screen as much as. Yeah. Now log into your account. So provide your email ID, then password.
Yeah.
Now go to services. Guys, now I'm showing one more time how to. This is my AWS account. So he is maintaining lots of data centers. Okay, in different regions, different locations, overall worldwide. Okay, here a service called EC2. EC2 is the service name to create my operating system in AWS data center. Okay, so search with EC2, or maybe you can select. You can see that EC2. EC2 stands for Elastic Cloud Computing. Now click on running instance. Okay, see right away I don't have any operating system. It's showing 0. Okay, so where are you exactly, in which region, in which location you are currently now in? So at top right hand side you can see North Virginia, top right hand corner. So can you drop down, see how many data centers you have? It's your wish based on your project. So if it is India project, you have to build your servers in India data center. If it is you're working for US project, you have to take up US region, the nearby region always. Please remember to get a faster response. Okay, so good. Now launch instance. So launch instance means I'm creating a new operating system in real time. This is one time task. So you'll get all the requirement from your application team, database team, and you will build one operating, so number of operating systems. Not every day you won't do it, but here this is a first class, right? So like and one more thing, please always go with T2.micro only, the free tier eligible. You can see that is the default one. Don't go with any other stuff. If you select any other stuff, you will be charged from the first second onwards. You will be calculated from first second on. You won't get a. So as I told you, you will get 750 hours of free services. Only limited services, not all. Okay. What happened? Again, launch
Nothing.
instance. Okay. Select one operating system. So you selected Amazon image. So you do have again Windows, Linux. In Linux, you do have multiple operating system, multiple distributions like Red Hat, CentOS, Ubuntu, Amazon Linux, different owners developed those. We'll discuss about that. Don't worry. Okay, select one of the operating system. Okay, Amazon Linux, and always go with T2 Micro. Please, I'm again insisting that please go with T2 Micro here in practice sessions, because if you select any other stuff, you will be charged directly. Okay, T2 Micro. Now review and launch directly. You have other lots of options, but no need to go through with those options right away. You will come to know in AWS class. Don't worry. Yeah. Now click on launch. Yes. So is someone asking something? Wait. Don't do anything. Wait. Someone was asking something. I heard some voice.
No, it's just the reverberation.
Okay. Okay. Good. So in last step. So generally, guys, how can we log into our operating system? By using username and password, right? But in AWS case, they won't provide password. They will provide the key pair. Here you have to choose, do you want to go with existing or new key pair? Select a new key pair as of now, because like I want to show that PPK generation again. But later, if you like create one more operating system, you can use the same key pair. No need to regenerate one more. Give any name, your wish. Download key pair and launch instance. Yes, good. Wait, don't open it. I'll come to you. So now go to services. Yeah. Again, see, if I go to EC2 service, I can see one operating system is coming up. I can launch as many as. How many EC2 instance you launch? That much like cost you have to pay. But initially, this is a free account, right? You'll get 750 hours of free cost, 3 hours. Don't worry, you won't be charged until you cross 7. But don't think that it's only calculate for EC2. Again, internally, it has storage, it has network, right? For those also, it will calculate separately, individually. So 750 hours is very less for you. So I'll show you how to reduce also. You can terminate this EC2 every day and recreate before the class every day, so that you can reduce your usage. Because if even if you shut down this Linux box also, you will be calculated. The hours will be calculated. In real time, we don't do it. But here, why I'm doing it? Because to save my cost. Nobody is using, myself only, right? This is for practice purpose. So every day delete. How can I delete it? Simple. So go to actions. Here itself. Yeah. Instance state. So wait, don't click on it. Just I'm showing it. Okay. So here you have stop option. Stop means shut down. Reboot means restart. Terminate means deleting completely. So you can delete every day and recreate your OS again tomorrow. That's a brand new again. Because as of now, you're not installing anything, just for practice purpose only, right? You don't have any application also. So you can recreate it one more time. That time you can use the same key which you generated just now. What is the key name? You just downloaded, guys. That is something amzkp.pem key. The key which you downloaded, that is called as .pem key. It's a key pair. It has two keys again, public and private. So I have to generate private key for the first time, not every day. Go to like everybody, guys, in your laptop, you should have Putty application. So do you have that, Teju?
Yes, yes, I have it.
Okay, great. So in first class, I already showed how to download from where you have to download that Putty application. So why Putty is required means Putty is an interface from your laptop, in your laptop. And because my Linux box is installed on top of my AWS, which is somewhere in AWS data center, I created my Linux box. So how can I log into that Linux box? By using Putty from my application, my laptop. Okay. Now in your laptop, can you open PuttyGen? PuttyGen. It's a one-time PuttyGen. Yes. So click on load. Now choose your key, that PEM key. So guys, follow as it is, whatever I'm showing. This is one-time task, not everyday task. Where is your PEM key? Yeah, select your PEM key and open it. Okay. Now save private key. Click on yes. And save it in safe location with the same name. No, don't give any extension, only name. Okay, now save it, because it will take the extension by default. The extension is .ppk. Now what
Yeah.
was the extension for the first key?
.pem.
.pem. Right, yes. It was the key pair. It's not a single key. It is a bundle. It's a key pair. You will have two keys, public and private. Now you generated a private key from that by using the PuttyGen. This is one-time task. Tomorrow onwards, you can use the same key for your server. If while launching, you have to select the same key, that PEM key. Then only you can use the same PPK. But if you select a new key pair, again, while launching a new EC2 instance, you have to regenerate PPK again. It depends on which key you are using at the time of launching. Now close this PuttyGen. This work is done. Now my server is ready. Now close that that action button. Yeah. Now your server is ready. and as well as my key is also ready. Username will be there. By default, username is there. So, okay. So first of all, choose which Linux box you want to log in. So there will be a IP address for every Linux, maybe every EC2 instance. So I can call it as one instance. My server is nothing but one Linux, one EC2 instance. Because I created by using EC2 service, right, in AWS. So I can call it as EC2 instance. And what is the distribution name, Linux name? Red Hat, sorry, Amazon Linux you used. So I'll discuss about Linux, don't worry. Now log into that Linux box. Open Putty application in your laptop. Putty, P-U-T-T-Y. Yeah, paste your IP address. Now left hand side, you have SSH button. Now click on Auth. Now browse your PPK key, the second key which you just created. Please remember, not the first key. So you have to use PPK key. Yes, click on open. Now open again. Now click on yes. So the default username for Amazon Linux is EC2-user. Because this distribution is EC2-, Amazon Linux. You have the default username. You have to log in with this user every time. Enter. Good. It won't ask any password because already you provided the key. Now, can you change the font? Right click on that pink, what is that color? Right click on that color, that bar. Change settings. Change settings. And appearance. Click on appearance. Now click on change button. Right hand side you have change button, right? Yeah. So bold and number also. Right hand side you have some number, right? Yeah. And okay. Now apply. Okay, good. Now maximize the screen. Now maximize your screen. This putty bar. Right hand side you have maximize button. Okay, good. So guys, this is what your Linux box. Now you connected from your laptop to the Linux box where it is available in your AWS data center. Okay. How many of you are aware of Telugu? Anybody doesn't know Telugu here?
I don't know Telugu.
Okay, that's fine. So no problem. Yeah. So guys, this is Linux box. You connected remotely from your laptop with the help of Putty application. Okay, you provided your IP address and private key and you logged into your Linux box. Only this one. No GUI like Windows. Everything only command prompt. You have to do from here itself. You have to run commands from here itself. No option. You have to remember the command. The basic commands, like whatever I'm going to teach you in Linux, you have to practice very well because Linux is very important for DevOps. So I'll explain what is DevOps and all everything. Don't worry. Okay. So before going with the DevOps, you need a Linux. This is the operating system. Okay. On top of this Linux box only, we are going to install our DevOps tools. So I'll explain each and every DevOps tool, why you will use that tool. What is the purpose? If I ask you, what is WhatsApp? What you will say? It is for chatting purpose. If I ask you Skype, what you would say? It is for, again, audio call, video call purpose, for meeting purpose, right? If I ask you go to meeting, again, it's for meeting. Zoom, again, for meeting. Maybe like some payment application, net banking. So every application has its own usage. So here also DevOps has number of tools. You will come to know each and every tool, what is the purpose and all. Okay, I'll take one class after this Linux class. Don't worry. Now let's discuss about Linux. So what is Linux? So what is Linux means? It is a OS, operating system, similar to Windows. How you are operating Windows? Why you are installing Windows? To install your applications, to watch movies, to save your documents, to run some applications. The same way, Linux is also an operating system. Here also you can install your applications and all. You can do all the stuff, whatever you are doing in Windows. Okay. First of all, so the Teju, can you please ping me in WhatsApp? I will provide you one notes. Can you please ping me in WhatsApp? Hello, Teju. Any, I don't know whether which
Your
group you
number.
are in.
Yeah, is this your number? Can you
No.
see?
No, not that number. You can ping me in a group, whatever the group you are, training group you are, right? Yeah,
Yes.
I'll get the message. Somewhere I'll be in definitely. Just a minute. No, I haven't received. So which group you are in?
Excited Texas
Exciting
DevOps class.
just a minute. No, I did not. Extract IT DevOps training.
Yes.
I'm part of. No, yours is different. XIT Texas. So I'm in the group called TAMUK DevOps training, Extract IT DevOps training, SUAM DevOps
Tell
training.
me. Can you
I
tell
don't
me
know which.
like what's in
I
the
think
what?
can you ping in UD DevOps?
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
part of that UD DevOps.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll ping you in that. Just a minute. Guys, everybody, please save my Google Drive. You will get a like lots of document here, interview questions, then resumes,
Did you get my
lots
message?
of stuff. Yes, I just pinged in the group also.
Okay.
In UD group, I pinged just now.
Yeah. Which folder do you want me to open?
I don't
You
know.
want-
Still, I can see your WhatsApp itself. Have you opened already that link?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Yeah, I got it. Now here DevOps class notes. In the
Oh,
second
yes.
line. So go to Linux. So guys, everybody save my Google Drive. So very good notes here. So running notes, you no need to write it. Yeah, open the Linux box. Linux. Yeah. So maximize it. Just press on plus symbol. Little bit. Yes. Okay, guys. So can you highlight the distributions? First one. See, guys. So we do have different distributions. How do you have in Windows? Like we have Windows 10, Windows 7, Windows 16, XP, right? In the same way, in Linux, we do have different products like Red Hat Linux, Ubuntu Linux, CentOS Linux, Fedora, SUSE, Debian, Sun Solaris, HPUX, IBM X. So why this many distributions? For all Windows products, owner is Microsoft. But here, all these distributions are owned by different companies, not by one company. Because the base operating system was Unix. Earlier, initially, the Unix operating system was the operating system name. Unix was developed initially. What is the use of Unix means? You can install freely. You can get that ISO image, the bootable image freely, and you can modify the kernel also. Kernel means the main operating system, the main programming file in that operating system. If I ask you, let's assume that I have a laptop. I want to install one OS. What you will do? you will get a DVD, right? What will be there in DVD? That bootable files only. The main programming files only available in that DVD. Those only you are copying into your laptop, your hard disk. So when you boot up your operating system, that bootable file only will be triggering every time. That is nothing but kernel. The main program file in a operating system is called as kernel. That is responsible for everything. You are opening a file, you are opening a browser. Who will take care in the backend? Your kernel only. That program only will take care your stuff. Okay, here Unix kernel was free of cost. You can modify the kernel also, the programming file also. Whereas Windows, you cannot do that. That's the reason Windows is owned by only Microsoft. But whereas Unix kernel was, you can modify also. That is the reason, like everybody, even I can, if I know the kernel programming, I can open that program file, I can modify it, I can create my own operating system and release it to the market. So that is the reason this many distributions in Linux. You do have Red Hat. So most probably we'll go with Red Hat, the first three. You have one more also, Amazon Linux. First four. Can you highlight the first three? CentOS, Ubuntu, Red Hat. One more also, Amazon Linux. That is developed by Amazon, AWS. But all basics are same. No difference at all. The basic commands, whatever I'm going to discuss in our Linux class, are completely same on all the operating systems. There is no only inside configuration there will be change, but the basics are same. Okay, now let's come one more question, guys. I want to ask, why most of the companies maybe organizations are using Linux instead of Windows? Any idea, guys? Any idea why most of the organizations are using Linux box instead of Windows? Because Windows is a user friendly. Why should I go with Linux?
Linux is free and open source, so maybe because of that.
Exactly. So most probably Linux is an open source. You can install free of cost. And that too, the support is also free of cost. If at all you require support, maybe not free of cost, but you can get for less cost when compared to Windows. Support in the sense, if I have some issues with my laptop, my Linux box, I can ask for the support. That is what support. The support cost is very huge amount for Windows. That is one more reason. And one more reason is security. When compared to Windows, Linux has more security. You will get very less threats. The virus effect will be very less when compared to Windows. That is why most of the organizations are going with Linux, not with Windows. Okay. Now let's talk about the actual class. Can you go back to your putty session? Yeah. So can you do this command? Sorry, just who am I? Who am I? So guys, who am I will show you what is the current user you logged in. What is the username? EC2-user. So there are two types of user, guys. One is root user, one more is super user. Sorry, normal user. What is root means? Root is the who are logged in with root user. Root is a single username itself, root, ROOT. If you logged in with root credentials to the system, you will be the administrator for that. Root is the administrator. He can do anything in my system. He can create an operating system. He can install applications. He can create application. He can configure. He can uninstall. He can create new users. But whereas normal user cannot do that. They have limitations in my system. They cannot create a new maybe user. They cannot install applications. They cannot start them. They have some limitations. Except root, ROOT. Everybody is normal user only. EC2 user, Amar, Pradeep, Kishore, Teju. Everybody is normal user only. How many users you have in this system? Everybody is normal user only. Except root. But you can provide root access to them, whoever is required. Now, by default, EC2-user has root access. Sudo space -i. Run it. Sudo, that is a special access. Run it. Root sudo space -i. Run it. So this command will help you to switch to the root user. But everybody won't get this option. Only whoever is an authorized person, they only can run this command. If others, like maybe let's assume that I have an Amar user in this system, in this Linux box. Amar cannot do it by default. Someone who is the admin should provide a sudo access to him. Then only he can. But we don't provide sudo access to everybody because there won't be any security. That is a security breach. You should not provide sudo access to everybody. We'll discuss about sudo in user management. Don't worry. But as of now, just remember that to switch from normal user to super user, you will use this command sudo space -i. So super user means root user. Can you do who am I now? Who am I? What is the username? Guys, what is the username?
Root.
Exactly. So now I'm the super user. Don't think this EC2FN user is not super user. I switched it now. Okay, I switched to now root user. Now I'm the super user. Now I have full access to the system. I can do anything now in the system. Means I can create new applications. I can install, uninstall. I can configure. I can create new user. We'll discuss those stuff and all. Don't worry. How to create new user and all. Okay. So this is what again the types of user. Two types: normal user and super user. Except root, everybody is normal user only. Okay. Now here you should aware of the basic directories in Linux. If I ask you what is C drive, guys, what is C drive?
Operating system.
Exactly. In C drive, we can find out all the operating system. Again, in C drive, you do have different directories like users, again program files. Why different directories again? Why can't you make it everything in C drive? What is the reason, guys? Why you are having multiple folders again? Because to make sure that like to make your system perfect, faster, if you segregate your stuff based on your purpose, your system, and it is helpful to you as well, right? For your system also. Okay. And in the same way in Linux also, we do have the same concept. We do have different folders. Each is for different purpose. If I ask you program files in Windows, what is program files, guys?
Whatever the
Anybody?
programs, applications we installed, we'll have it.
Exactly. Applications, I can say. Then apart from the application, your operating system files. And what about users in Windows C drive? Guys, there is a folder called users in C drive. What is that folder?
Like there should be multiple users, so we'll have the
Exactly.
use.
So each user will have one personal directory. The same concept here also we do have. Can I share my screen, guys? So I'm taking my your control, Teju. I want to share something. So I want to discuss about the directory structure. I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. Are you able to see my screen, guys?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So, guys, these are the main operating system directories. In Linux, we do have. Every Linux has the same concept. So, the main operating system, the main directory in Linux is forward slash. No, there is no C drive, D drive, E drive in like Windows. Only like your directory will start with slash. Slash is the main directory in your Linux. So under, if you go to this folder, you can see all the remaining folders. Like these are the remaining folders: root, home, boot, dev, etc, tmp, bin, sbin, apt. Different directories we do have. Each is for different purpose. Now, how can I refer the path? If I ask you, in D drive, I have some folder, some maybe movies folder. If I ask you where is movies folder, what you will say? You will say D, under D drive, movies is the folder. In the same way, to refer this path, I should say slash root. To refer this one, slash home, slash boot, because this is under slash dev, slash etc, slash tmp, slash bin, slash sbin, slash up. If something under slash root, just assume that under slash root, I have one more folder called Amar. Just assume that. So how can I should not say slash Amar. So I should say slash root slash Amar. Just a minute. So I should not say slash Amar to refer this directory, because this is under slash root. Slash root slash Amar, I should say. Okay, that is the correct path. If I say slash Amar, what does that mean? So I'm saying Amar is under slash, but you won't get that, right? So you should say slash root slash Amar. So something Amar is under slash home. Just assume that. Now what should I say? I should say slash home slash Amar. That is the correct path. If Amar is available under boot, slash boot slash Amar, I should say. Please remember the path, guys. Very important. You should not say slash Amar. Slash Amar is different. Slash boot slash Amar is different. Okay, so you should remember the path. I mean, you should find out. You should say in a correct way. Just a minute, guys. Yeah. Now let's discuss about each and every directory. So again, what is slash? Forward slash is the main directory, like C drive, I can say. Okay. Then slash root means this directory, slash root, small r. Guys, remember one thing. In a Windows, how I have different directories like users, under users. Like every user has one directory, right? That directory is personal to that particular user. Every user has one personal directory. That is called as home directory. What is the purpose of home directory means? Like you will have the settings about that user, the personal files about that particular user. Every user in Windows, in Linux also, you do have a personal directory for every user that belongs to only that user. Nobody can access that. Nobody can open that folder. Only that particular user. Each user has its own personal directory. So again, this is the root home directory. This /root. If you go to /root, like if you log in with root user settings will be considered from this directory only. Root user personal directory. This is nobody can access, but other directories you can access again. Okay, so this /boot/dev you can use it. This is common for everybody except to home directory. Except to home directory, remaining all are common. Okay, here also same stuff. Root home directory is this one. Just a minute, guys. So this is the root home directory. This has root personal files. You should not place system related files, maybe which is required by every user. You should not place in your home directory because nobody can access it. Only root can access this directory because this is a root home directory. Now in the same way, the other users like Amar user, maybe Samuel, Bhargav, Pradeep, who are available in this system. So their user home directories will be available under /home, like this /home/Amar, /home/Samuel. This is the Samuel home directory. This is Bhargav home directory. This is Amar home directory. Maybe if you have one more user, the home directory for that particular user will be under /home, something like this. /home/ maybe Pradeep, something like this. Again, if one more user, /home/Manoj. Always remember that, guys. Home directories are personal to that particular user. Nobody can access it. Okay, that is what home directory usage. You will come to know this home directory usage is very important in real time. Every user, maybe if some user settings you require, they will say simply go to my home directory. They won't say go to /home/Amar. They won't say /home/Samuel. They'll simply say go to Samuel home directory. You should know that. You should remember it. That is /home/Amar. That is /home/Samuel. Okay, you should remember that path. Okay, in the same way, now /boot. I think, guys, it's enough for today. Can we make it tomorrow at same time, 7 o'clock? I have something actually.
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
So tomorrow I'll complete this directory structure. And guys, whoever like did not receive that first class recording, please ping in a group so that like your maybe coordinator will ping you the recording, first class recording, so that you can create your own AWS account by seeing that. Okay,
Got it.
so today's recording also I will send it. And I got a ping from Yeshwan. So Yeshwan, please check with your coordinator who given your number, maybe this link, this meeting details and all to you. Ask them, they will provide okay, ask them to create to add you in a group. They will add you. Okay, I don't know which group you should be belongs to. They will help you, don't worry. Okay, yeah. Okay, guys, thank
I
you.
think
Thank you
there
very
is
much.
they already shared a link in the group, so WhatsApp group. We have the recordings there.
Okay, great. I'm not sure. Please check with your coordinator. Okay.
Yeah.
Please help
Thank
to other guys. Like if anybody asks for a previous recording and all, please help them. Okay. Yeah. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. We'll meet again tomorrow, same time.
Yeah.
Thank you.